with our minds away, carrying decisions that will make the ground shake. We move through the noise with a measured stride, with secrets in our chest that we never confide. The world leans heavy on the strength of our spine, but we keep our word like a sacred line. No spinning excuses, no desperate plea, just men of silent resolve, walking quietly. We are men of silent resolve, living proofs that storms can evolve. We turn pressure into power and fear into fire. We don't raise our voice, we just raise the bar high. We are men of silent resolve, unshaken hearts that problems can't dissolve. Yeah. When the city starts screaming and the phones all ring, we keep our center like an unbroken string. We carry expectation and we rarely explain how we turn restless worry into discipline flame. Our calm is a fortress built brick by brick. Every choice to liberate, every move so slick. We don't need approval from a careless crowd. Our morals speak for us without getting loud. Yeah. We are men of silent resolve, living proofs that storms can evolve. We turn pressure into power and fear into fire. We don't raise our voice, we just raise the bar higher. We are men of silent resolve, unshaken hearts that problems can't dissolve. Yeah. When the city starts screaming and the phones all ring, we keep our center like an unbroken string. Keeping promises when it matters the most. Our silence is golden, not a prison mind. It's a shield of wisdom that we carefully design. We carry the weight, but we never bow. We were made for this life, we accept it now. We are men of silent resolve, that storms can evolve. We turn pressure into power and fear into fire. We don't raise our voice, we just raise the bar higher. We are men of silent resolve, unshaken hearts that problems can't dissolve. When the city starts screaming and the phones all ring, ooh, let a long guitar slowly fading. The sun can rise. Another day of battles hidden from their eyes. Deadlines and choices stacked high on my plate, but I move through the pressure with a measured gait. My voice stays steady when the world shakes loud. I don't need noise just to stand out in a crowd. Quiet mind, carrying the weight while staying refined. No crash, no crumble, no desperate cry, just steady footsteps under the evening sky. I've got an iron heart that refuses to bend, strong in the silence, beginning to reach my woes, not through complaint, not through defeated sighs, but through the way my focus sharpens my eyes. Responsibility doesn't break my stride, it strengthens the steel I'm carrying inside. The world can push harder, I won't derail. My spirit's a fortress that will not fail. Powerful electric guitar solo it bends, slide, sustained notes and gritty vibrato, like a man driving through a storm with total composure. Repeat without ever bell, electric guitar solo. Let a final guitar solo ending on a sustain. Let a final guitar. They say I'm the quiet one at the end of the bar, watching every move like a distant star. I don't spill my thoughts in a careless stream, I let my actions speak, let the results redeem. My back stays straight when the pressure climbs. I've learned how to dance with the hardest times. I leave my complaints where the old days dwell. I walk in the present like I wear it well. There's steel behind the silence, in the sound of my name. I've forged every moment in a steady flame. You won't hear my worries in a crowded room, but you'll feel my resolve like a hidden boom. There's steel behind the silence, polished and bright, a quiet kind of power glowing in the night. I've held doors for others while my hands were full, pulled weight in the shadows so the load felt dull. I don't sign my name on the loud display. I keep my pride in the honest way I pay. My shoulders are tired, but my spirit is clear. I've traded every doubt for a sharper gear. I wear responsibility like a tailored suit, plain on the outside, on the inside absolute. There's steel behind the silence, in the sound of my name. I've forged every moment in a steady flame. Some think silence is an empty space, but mine is a fortress with a guarded face. I listen more than I ever confess. It helps me turn chaos into something less. In the hush of the night, when the bar lights dim, I thank every burden that strengthened my limbs. They shaped my character, sharpened my view, turned every hard season into something I outgrew. Let a saxophone and guitar solo intertwine over soft drums and bass for a long instrument. Fade out with sax and soft cymbals, like a gentleman exiting the bar into the night. Rain on the windshield, city turning gray. Deadlines and decisions all crowding my day. But I drive through the thunder with my jaw set tight. Let the whoppers cut the chaos and the engine bite. The weight in my chest doesn't slow me down. It sharpens my focus when the world spins around. I let the lightning flash, but I don't lose form. I was built to be stoic in the heart of the storm. I'm stoic in the storm, with my hands on the wheel. I turn pressure into rhythm and duty into steel. I don't shout at the clouds or curse the rain. I just learn from the struggle and grow from the strain. I'm stoic in the storm and I won't be moved. Every test I survive leaves my courage improved. Back-to-back meetings and a phone full of calls, but I walk down the hallway like I own these walls. I don't show the fatigue that flickers in my bones. I just breathe a little deeper and adjust my tone. I honor my commitments, I keep my pace. I let discipline hold me in a firm embrace. Every heavy decision is a stone I lift, turning raw pressure into my personal gift. I'm stoic in the storm, with my hands on the wheel. I turn pressure into rhythm and duty into steel. I don't shout at the clouds or curse the rain. I just learn from the struggle and grow from the strain. Office is done, I loosen my tie under a sinking sun. I don't drown in complaints or demand applause. I just thank the night for sharpening my claws. The storm's not my enemy, it's a forging flame, turning ordinary men into more than a name. So I welcome the thunder and the restless sky, with a calm, steady heartbeat that refuses to die. I'm stoic in the storm, with my hands on the wheel. I turn pressure into rhythm and duty into steel. I don't shout at the clouds or curse the rain. I just learn from the struggle and grow from the strain. Long guitar solo over rising drums and bass. A man driving through wind and rain, staying focused and compatient, no negativity. Fade out on an emotional guitar and low. Fade out on emotional guitar and low. I'm the one they call when the plans fall through, the number on the phone when they don't know what to do. I show up on time with my sleeves rolled high, never let them see the questions in my eye. They trust my calm like the ground under feet, like a steady old rhythm that never skips a beat. I carry their worries like a hidden shore. I'm the man no one worries for. I'm the man no one worries for, and that's alright. That's alright. I make peace with the roll of the quiet night. I turn their confusion into something clear. I hold back my doubts so they don't feel fear. I'm the man no one worries for, standing tall, and I'm strong enough to handle it all. When the office is burning with deadlines and fire, they look to my face for a sign they can hire. I give them a nod and a balanced plan, keep my voice steady like a seasoned man. They never ask how I sleep at night, but I rest just fine with my conscience right. My shoulders are broad from the miles I've roamed. Every weight I carry is a brick of my home. I'm the man no one worries for, and that's alright. I made peace with the roll of the quiet night. I turn their confusion into something clear. I hold back my doubts so they don't feel fear. I'm the man no one worries for, standing tall, and I'm strong enough to handle it all. Sometimes in the mirror I catch my own gaze, see the quiet endurance of 1,000 days. I don't resent the trust they place in me. It's a sign they feel safer when they let me lead. I've learned to take breaks when the world goes still, refuel my spirit with my own iron will. I don't need a chorus singing my name, I just need my integrity to stay the same. And that's alright. I'm the man no one worries for, and that's alright. I'm the man no one worries for, and that's alright. That's alright. I'm the man no one worries for, and that's alright. That's extended instrumental with organ and guitar, trading solos, creating a warm, confident vibe, no sadness. Fade out slowly with gentle guitar licks and organ chords. In the hallway of the evening, with my tie undone, I walk past the mirror, see the man I've become. Lines around my eyes, but they don't speak of defeat. whisper of the distance. I've walked on my feet. I've carried silent worries like stones in my coat, but they taught me how to steady both my hands and my throat. I learned to keep my temper where the world can't reach, so my actions do the talking that my mouth won't preach. There's a quiet burden, but it made me strong. Turn long dark nights into a guiding song. I don't complain, I don't spill my fear. I let my calm heartbeat be the anthem I hear. It's a quiet burden that I carry with pride, a loyal companion walking by my side. People see my posture and the way I hold my glass. They don't see the chapters that I had to surpass. They think I was born this unshaken gaze, but I polished it slowly through the heaviest days. Responsibility rests on my shoulders like steel, but it glows in the moonlight with a silver appeal. It gave me direction, a compass within, a map made of choices carved into my skin. I don't hide from duty, I invite it in. Let it sit at my table like a longtime friend. It keeps me awake, but it keeps me alive. It sharpens my senses and helps me thrive. Silence is my language. When the noise gets loud, I move through the room without needing a crowd. My power isn't anger, it's a steady hand that builds its own future on solid land. Let the guitar solo drift like smoke in the air. Let the piano echo like a gentle prayer. No shadow of despair, no defeated tone, only the strength of a man fully grown. Soft guitar will drift like smoke in the air. the piano echo like a gentle prayer. No shadow of despair, no defeated tone, only the strength of a man fully grown. And with a soft guitar, and with a soft guitar, like city lights disappearing in the distance. Sunrise finds me with my jacket on the chair, and tie still hanging like a promise in the air. Paper on the table, numbers on my mind, but I walk through the pressure with a back straight and kind. They don't see the questions spinning in my head, only see the calm way I move instead. I've learned to turn the chaos into ordered lines, to turn every hard blow into sharpened signs. There's weight on my shoulders, calm in my eyes. I don't need to shout just to prove I survive. I walk through the fire with a quiet grace, carry all the storms and still keep my pace. There's weight on my shoulders, but I stand tall. I was made to rise every time I fall. I don't speak a worry when the nights run long. I just pour another drink and I play this song. Let the blues guitar tell what I won't reveal. Turn every hidden burden into something I can feel. Responsibility is a crown I chose to wear. It doesn't break my spirit, it just keeps me aware. I know my purpose like the lines in my hands. Every step I'm taking is a part of the plan. There's a weight on my shoulders, calm in my eyes. I don't need to shout just to prove I survive. I walk through the fire with a quiet grace, carry all the storms and still keep my pace. There's weight on my shoulders, but I stand tall. I was made to rise every time I fall. Some men chase Noir, they need a crowded room. I find my power in the quiet of the gloom. Street lights on the window, city breathing slow. I sort through my thoughts and I let my wisdom grow. I don't feel the pressure. I made peace with the load. It carved out my character along the road. I carry all my duty like a gentleman should, turning heavy iron into something good. There's a weight on my shoulders, calm in my eyes. I don't need to shout, just to prove I survive. Walk through the fire with a quiet grace, carry all the storms and still keep my pace. There's weight on my shoulders, but I stand tall. I was made to rise every time I fall. Let the guitar solo stretch out like a long deep breath. Let the drums march steady, like a man who won't regret. No broken spirit, no defeated tone, just the sound of someone who is fully grown. And with a long guitar solo, the suit on my shoulders isn't just for show. It hides all the stories that the world won't know. Every quiet decision that I make each day shapes more than my life. It carves out the way. I shake hands in silence with a measured nod. Keep my word as sacred as the name of God. I don't flaunt my worries or parade my scars. I keep them in my chest like hidden stars. I carry like a king with my head held high. No need for a throne or a loud battle cry. Responsibility weighs heavy, but it makes me strong. I turn every new challenge into part of my song. I carry like a king with a steady heart, never torn apart by the load I carry. When problems come knocking on my office door, I straighten my tie and I face them once more. I don't run from the numbers or the difficult calls. I let courage stand guard in these painted walls. Every silent worry that sits in my mind becomes a sharpened instinct that keeps me aligned. I keep my composure when the stakes climb high. My calm is a banner that I hold to the sky. I carry like a king with my head held high. No need for a throne or a loud battle cry. Responsibility weighs heavy, but it makes me strong. I turn every new challenge into a part of my song. I carry like a king with a steady heart, never torn apart by the load I carry. At night in the bar, let the blues guitar say the things I won't tell, about the roads that I climbed and the times that I fell. But even those falls turned to solid ground. They taught me to rise without making a sound. Now the weight on my shoulders doesn't feel like a chain. It feels like a mantle that I choose to maintain, let alone tasteful guitar solo unfold. Like a king walking through a city in the rain, composed and confident, keep the mood strong and the lift ain't no sadness. Piano and guitar trade, soft phrases fading gently. Traffic in my ears, voices on the line. Everybody wants a piece of my time. Questions on the table, choices to be made. I keep my focus sharp like a polished blade. I stand in the chaos, but I'm not destroyed. I move through the city like I'm self-employed. I carry my burdens in a quiet poise, under the weight but above the noise. Under the weight above the noise. I don't need the crowd or their careless toys. I hold my center when the world spins fast. I'm anchored in values that were built to last. Under the weight above the noise, turning heavy days into sharp enjoy. Messages and deadlines flood my screen, but my mind stays clearer than it's ever been. I've learned to say yes with a grounded soul, and know when it's needed to protect my role. I don't waste a breath on complaining lines. I'd rather turn pressure into diamonds that shine. My silence isn't weakness, it's a practice start. Keeping storms on the surface, peace in my heart. Under the weight above the noise, I don't need the crowd or their careless toys. I hold my center when the world spins fast. I'm anchored in values that were built to last. Under the weight above the noise, turning heavy days into sharp enjoy. When the city grows quiet and the night comes down, I take off my jacket and I clean my crown. I thank every duty that has shaped my frame. It made me a man who can handle the flame. I'm not just surviving, I'm refining my core. Every heavy season makes me something more. their careless toys. I hold my center when the world spins fast. I'm anchored in values that were built to last. Under the weight above the noise. Long guitar solo with subtle synth pads rising and falling. A man walking alone through a neon city street at night, strong and at peace. And on a sustained guitar note, bass, rumble. Deadlines on the table, eyes all turned to me. They're waiting for an answer, waiting to be free. I straighten up my jacket, take a steady breath. I've danced with bigger problems, this is not my death. I don't raise my voice, I let my temper show. I let my quiet planning do the heavy glow. In a world that's rushing like a restless river, I stand like a pillar with a steady shiver. I'm a gentleman under pressure, but I don't fold. I turn every heavy moment into polished gold. With manners like armor and a mind like flame, I handle the weight without seeking fame. I'm a gentleman under pressure, still composed, heart wide open and my spirit close to gloom. Hold the door for others, even when I'm late. Still believe in honor more than random fate. I shake hands firmly with a grounded gaze. Let respect be the language in my working days. I don't throw my anger like a careless stone. Build quiet bridges by myself alone. Responsibility has become my art. I paint with calm strokes from a disciplined heart. At night in the lounge with the low jazz light, I give my thoughts a moment to breathe right. Something strong, but my will is stronger. I treat my own soul like a trusted partner. I thank every challenge that refined my edge. They carved my resolve like a sharpened wedge. Under all this pressure, I still choose grace. I keep the gentleman alive in every case. piano chords and a gentle confrale. Long cold in the doorway of a tired old bar. City lights flicker like forgotten stars. I walk through fire with my collar turned high, but you won't hear a complaint when the storms pass by. My hands tell stories that my mouth won't speak. Footsteps steady when the nights grow deep. I carry every battle like a mark on my skin, but I stand a little taller every time I win. I'm the silent atlas holding up the sky. No one hears the weight, only sees me passing by. Just to prove my might, I carry all my battles in the calm of the night. I'm the silent atlas, and I walk alone, but my heart beats steady like unshakable stone. People see the suit and the whiskey in my hand. They don't see the mountains that I made myself withstand. I've buried my anger in the bricks of the street, turned every heavy memory into strength beneath my feet. I share my secrets with the smoke in the air. Let the blues guitar whisper what I never dare. I don't beg for mercy, I don't talk of pain. I just raise my glass and I rise again. I'm the silent atlas holding up the sky. No one hears the weight, only sees me passing by. I don't need the thunder just to prove my might. I carry all my battles in the calm of the night. Every quiet promise that I made to myself, I guard it like a treasure on a hidden shelf. No one needs to know what I fought to become. I just move through the shadows like a loaded gun. The world leans harder on my back each day, but I keep my posture and I find my way. My silence isn't weakness, it's a sharpened blade, cutting through the darkness that my soul once faced. I'm the silent atlas holding up the sky. No one hears the weight, only sees me passing by. I don't need the thunder just to prove my might. I carry all my battles in the calm of the night. Let the guitar speak the words I never say. Let the drums echo all the roads I had to pay. When the night grows heavy and the streets are cold, I wear my quiet courage desperate cry. Just a man and a shadow walking under the sky. Fade out with a long, emotional electric guitar, speak the words